What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and it's finally time that I finish the Chapter 3 Heroic Battles. The very last one includes Spider-Man and Black Cat. Now, since I'm using the alternate costume for Black Cat, I went ahead and used a default for Spider-Man. To be honest, my personal preference for this one is to use the Scrapper Black Cat costume and the Bruiser Black Suit Spider-Man. But since I did go with the default, I'm using the Empowered Infiltrator ISO that gives Spider-Man reflections or mirror images. But I think the real key to this battle was actually Black Cat. This alternate costume for her causes her first ability to place 3 stacks of bleeding. This is not only amazing because they keep taking bleeding damage, but it also causes her level 9 to do major damage to the opponent. So I really do recommend this costume. Next, with Spider-Man's turn, you want to go ahead and use Spider Sense, and then Web Shot, that way you put webbed on a target. Then with Black Cat, you can use her Unlucky Strike. This will lower an enemy's accuracy and evasion, and she'll still get the follow-up attack with those 3 stacks of bleeding. So I can't stress enough how important it is to have that Scrapper Black Cat, at least if you want to make this battle so much easier. Next, we want to use Web Slingshot, because attacks against web targets are guaranteed to hit and crit. So we'll just keep piling on that bottom target. Remember to try to focus one enemy at a time, that way you can take him out of the battle and have one less person attacking your team. Now with Spidey, you can keep spamming Web Slingshot, or you can go for the stun. Web Slingshot will do more damage, so I just keep using that. But if you do want to stun your opponent, that way maybe they won't attack you as much. Let's say if you're taking too much damage, then you could opt for using his level 9 instead. If you have an opponent low on health and you know any attack could finish him, you should always opt for the one that consumes the least amount of stamina. So far in this battle we have really high health, but we still have 3 enemies to defeat. This last assassin, and then 2 on the second wave. But I do have to say it's looking pretty good for us, especially since we are hurting him and putting plenty of debuffs. Now, believe it or not, the target's actually within kill range for Black Cat. So on Spidey's turn, we're actually going to recharge and restore stamina. Basically, that's in preparation for Wave 2. Then with Black Cat, we're going to use Stroke of Luck, followed by her level 9 Nerve Chop. Nerve Chop has deadly crits and exploits bleeds, so it does massive damage to an enemy with 3 stacks. So just like that, we're on the Wave 2. Now we're once again going to use Spider Sense, and then put Webbed on the Protector. With Black Cat, we'll open up with a Cat Scratch. That way we'll put 3 stacks of bleeding on the Protector as well. Now normally I'm using the Bruiser Spider-Man, so that Scrapper really doesn't worry me at all. But the fact that we do have an Infiltrator will give him a second attack. But this does kind of mean that he's going to take a lot more bleeding damage. Then we also will gain combat reflexes because of that Tactician, so it's really not that bad of a trade-off. Now on this turn with Spider-Man, we're actually going to go for that stun. So let's use his level 9 Web Swing. Hopefully it hits and stuns. Unfortunately for us, it looks like it didn't stun, but at least it landed a hit. And after that Nerve Chop, the bodyguard is pretty close to being knocked out of this one. He continues to take bleed damage, and also now we have combat reflexes, so we will counterattack. That will definitely finish him off, and now it's just down to the last captain. He is already webbed, so we'll start with the Web Slingshot. Remember, this is guaranteed to hit and crit. At this point in the battle, we do run out of stamina, so we're going to have to recharge. But we really have this well in hand. Spidey will continue the counterattack, and as soon as we get stamina back, we'll be able to finish this pretty easily. Now, sometimes this battle goes a little bit more rough, especially if they start hitting you in that first wave. But following this same basic attack strategy, I usually always am able to win this, even though sometimes I have very little health at the end. If you do end up having problems, I recommend you attack a different person. For example, if I would have attacked that top assassin at the beginning of the battle, it may have gone differently. I think it's really odd how this works, but trust me, if you're having problems, try switching targets. And that's going to be the end of the heroic battles for Chapter 3. I really hope these videos helped, and I hope you enjoyed watching them. Now let's go ahead and spin this roulette, and hopefully I win one of these Empowered ISO 8. I really wouldn't mind getting either one of these at this point. I think they're both pretty amazing character Empowered ISO 8s. Black Cat just seems really awesome if she gains extra turns. And then Spidey's, well, looking at that Opportunist, I can just think of teaming him up with a number of characters. But we weren't lucky enough to get it this time. Instead, we land on one command point. I will tell you that the very next run I got Spidey's, so I will be trying that out in the future with characters probably like Wasp. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the video. I really want to thank you all for watching and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm hoping that Spec Ops 15 is released this week, and if it is, I'll have plenty of videos. So please stay tuned for that, and until next time, good luck and take care.